Ball Arena could be getting fancy. Told you yesterday that Kroenke Sports is considering some swanky upgrades that could price out some fans. Our next question comes from Laura, who wants to know why the owners aren't more accountable to the public. She asked, don't they get tax breaks? Laura, let's have Steve Stager take on your question.
Coors Field and Mile High both took votes of the people to fund construction, making Ball Arena the only professional sports stadium in Denver not funded directly by taxpayers. It doesn't mean the venue, formerly known as Pepsi Center, didn't get a break.
In some ways, it was all privately financed. On the other hand, as part of those negotiations, taxes that were originally paid back at the old McNichols were dropped.
Let's look back, shall we?
I think it's a good deal. This is a deal that the city can hold its head up.
Back to 1997 with Ball Arena just as a damp field near the South Platte River.
It doesn't look like much now, but in the next couple of months, construction is scheduled to begin in this field.
Back then, it took the city and Ascent, the company that owned the Nuggets and Avs at the time, quite a while to hammer out a deal.
Here's what the city gets from Ascent: a $165 million arena built, paid for, and operated by Ascent. And the city gets a guarantee that the Nuggets and the Avalanche will be playing in Denver for the next 25 years.
What did the city give up? $36.5 million in diverted property taxes to pay the developer for demolition and environmental remediation of that area, which up until '97 had been an EPA Superfund site. Nowadays, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment is back to paying property taxes on that site, $2.8 million this year alone, for the building, which is listed on the assessor's website as a 700,000 square foot building with 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. I'm assuming they're talking about the Kroenke penthouse. But as Ball Arena considers renovations that could price out some fans, the former CEO's statement from 1997 feels relevant today.
Obviously, you don't want to open a building that no one can afford to come to.
What you actually do is you wait 25 years and then you make it less affordable. So at the time of construction, the city also threw in about $4.5 million for roads and infrastructure inside that area. And the city gave up on an old seat tax that they used to charge at McNichols Arena, which amounted to about $4 million a year. So yes, this was a privately funded building, but the city did still kick in some cash at the time. You know, they say that you won't often find a hockey or basketball arena that's publicly funded because they can be used year-round, so they're a lot easier, you know, to make money.
Oh, to generate cash off.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You can have other tenants move in, concerts during the summer when the seasons aren't going on, concerts even during the season when the teams are out of town. A lot of money to be made at an arena like that.
That makes perfect sense. I would not have thought about why those indoor arenas might be different, but that makes total sense. And 4.5 bathrooms also makes sense if you have ever had the desperate need to urinate at halftime of a Nuggets game.
I will say I've always been able to find a bathroom that's open, usually not during the playoffs for the Avalanche, but other than that, it's not bad.
Is that because you're in the fancy seats? You're not in the fancy seats.
No, I'm not.
You're in the cheap seats.
No, I'm bleeding. My nose is bleeding every single time I'm up
You
there.
wear an oxygen mask in the second half.
I do, yeah.
All right. Steve, thank you.